I'm Robert. I'm from BenQ. We make projectors. We're kind of been focused on it for the last 2 years on doing golf sim. I'm just trying to make the most color accurate and kind of immersive projectors that we can, doing 4K, that kind of a thing. And you are?
My name is Scott Jones, and I'm part of SurfThing Computers, and we build high-end or higher-end or just proprietary software or hardware to pair with your software, whether it be 1080p you're up to or you're looking to go up to 4K. It doesn't really matter, but we will be able to build those computers to those specs and kind of white glove it and ship it to your customer completely set up, ready to go.
Great, thanks, Scott.
I'm Brian Evans. I'm a co-owner of GSPro. And GSPro is a company that's been around for about 3 years now, and we're one of the leaders in golf simulation software.
You've been in the business for quite a while, and so you kind of seen the evolution of graphics, where they started off as, it's called golf sim, but they kind of started off more as golf game. And then as things have evolved, you guys have been building the computers necessary to actually power these things. And I know something that you guys have done is you've gone through and kind of spec'd out like what you actually need to actually run some of the software, like, for example, GSPro at these higher resolutions, and kind of what you can expect from it. And I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we build a lot of our computers really based on what the software is needed for performance. We do tons of testing over generations of computers, whether it being, either a 3 or 4 year old computer, like can it handle what the newer software is doing. So we literally have test machines dating back in time for those individuals that don't want to necessarily update everything, but they still want to have a great experience. So we do have all that testing experience, and it's all documented, right? So everything that SurfThing provides is all data driven. And where that evolution has come from, dating back to, since we do build a lot of computers for Dick's Sporting Goods, they started off just using Foresight and FR1, which is just like a driving range, essentially, and you could run that on a very average computer. Nothing crazy as far as graphics is concerned. As that has, gone through its iterations and different softwares have come out, we've also adapted and built those computers that are, a little bit more generational of this decade of like, here's where all the graphics have moved to. And obviously the iteration going from 1080p, which is great, to a 4K, and which a lot of software now is built upon, or can have the ability to run at 4K at a very high level. So being able to build through those iterations from just base 1080p, just wanting something to use, versus your very high-end 4080, 4090 graphics cards and like all the software that runs in between it.
Awesome, thank you. And then Brian, I know that you guys are kind of at the cutting edge on the software front these days. Early on, I'm guessing that you had to choose an engine, and I know you guys chose Unity. Was that kind of like for future-proofing or ease of use, or like why did?
It's a combination. It's a proven engine. We know it's very capable, and their roadmap is looking more and more powerful. We know what's coming. From a development standpoint and from a community standpoint, our community is massive to us. Like, they make all of our courses, which are also built with Unity. It's very user-friendly, so we can develop in it very quick. But also for somebody that isn't a true software engineer that just wants to build a course, it provides a lot right out of the gate. So performance, visuals, it's that right blend for us that's worked really well.
And like, have your users, your community, I know they're creating courses, like how much are they really starting to kind of push the envelope these days as far as like, creating a realistic environment? And
yeah, it's amazing. I think one of the things about golf simulation is the theme of this reality. Like whether it's first, of course, it starts with the golf shot. You want that to be realistic, but once you get past that hurdle, which are the hardware partners have done, now it goes into environment, and they want everything to look photorealistic. They want it to be as realistic as possible. So from a hardware side, from the projector side, that's a huge topic for us, and on the forums on Facebook. But the designers that do these courses, one of the main designers. He always says it's the artist, not the tools. We've provided the tools and we're iterating on the tools, but it's the artists that make these courses incredible. The detail, the time. This is not something that they do overnight. Like some of these courses are nicer courses. This is a 3, 4, 5-man or 5-person teams that take weeks to do, and they push it. Our ultra settings, that's our highest settings in GSPro. That should and it does require a high-end PC. Like we want those people that are making that want to squeeze everything out of it. They have an option. And then we also go all the way down to what we call GSPro Lite. It's actually pretty incredible how good it looks still, but it does start dropping things like how far you can see and shadow details. But just trying to find that blend of not everybody has like the high end. They might have that 3 or 4-year-old PC still. We want to make sure they can still use it as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so that kind of covers the whole spectrum. But then you've got your community that's kind of really pushing the boundaries as far as graphics goes. And we've got Scott here that's building the hardware that helps power all of that. And then us, BenQ, I'm actually trying to get that onto the screen in the most complete and realistic way possible. So that way, people can really feel like they're actually there on the course. Because I think that's what's kind of the next step in golf sim is actually making it feel like you're actually there.
Yes, and it's it's literally two of the most common topics that come up for us. What PC do I need? What projector do I need? Like people are aware, they're learning. This may not be second nature to them, but they're learning it very quickly, and they understand the importance and the value of what happens when they get the right setup.
Awesome, great. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of y'all's time. I know we're all tired. It's been a long show for all of us. And yeah, I just wanted to thank both of you again for taking the time to sit down and talk with us. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.